Welcome
to Let's Chat Beep podcast.
Hey, let's
What's up,
chat.
what's
Say it loud and clear, bro. Say it loud and clear.
I'm gonna have to beat that now, damn it.
Oh shit.
We're here back after a 2-week break. We had a week of partying. Halloween was going on, so we had to take a break. And I was getting my eye done. I got a new eye. Sharingan. I got a new eye, corneal transplant.
Transplant.
It's a cow's eye.
Yeah. So I can.
They gave
I
you
see.
a pig's eye or?
No, human. They done licked his eye.
Oh,
They took his eye off.
They got a spoon that scooped it out.
They scooped my bit out, and then they just sewed it back on. And actually, I'm starting to see a little bit better. You know, I'm getting flashbacks of the guy's life and shit. But you know, it's quite good actually. I'm honestly maddest surgery ever. Imagine. This guy had to sew on my eye, bro.
And you're standing there.
And you can see that. Have you seen the stitches? I think these men have seen the stitches. Have you seen the stitches?
Bro, I don't even want to see it.
Bro, you can actually see the stitches. It's nuts.
It's actually sick that technology can do that now.
It's crazy.
You can just have someone else's eye, someone's heart, anything.
And they literally fixed my eyesight using the guy's eye.
Next thing you know, they're just gonna 3D print the eye straight inside. Like,
Just take the thing out, put it back in. But you know, we had a good little break, but we're back now. We got some topics to actually catch up on, and bruh, some hella trending shit that took place that we're trying to cash in on the back end. We're trying to cash those views on the last minute. But let's start off with one of the largest pieces of news recently. Astroworld and Travis Scott. So I know you guys definitely heard about this recently.
yeah, everyone saw this.
Big. It's been a huge thing. So just in case you don't know what happened, Astroworld is a massive festival done by Travis Scott every year. Travis Scott's kind of known for gassing up the what you call raging, which is basically partying like crazy and
having mosh pits in the
mosh
UK.
pits, jumping, all this kind of stuff. And basically what happened was a massive stampede. Everyone was crushing the front of the stage. They had clearly way too many people in the festival, and it came to a point where people were describing it as, if you jump, you will not move, you will stay there, because everyone was so closely packed together that people were so closely packed that the air would escape your lungs, and people were passing out left, right, and center. You know, ambulances are trying to move through crowds. Barely.
People are dancing on top of the ambulance.
Raging on top of the ambulance.
Fuck all of that shit, bro.
And I don't. If you fell, no one could see you below, so you were stamped on.
Imagine if you were short as well. Oh my days.
Like a 9-year-old kid who they stamped on.
Yeah, it's mean like
one of the deaths was a
9-year-old kid.
How many people died? Like 9, 8?
8 people died. One person's brain dead in hospital.
Right.
I know majority of people are in critical condition.
Yeah,
it is a massive
I think
fuck
it was
up.
like 600, 700 injured.
Yeah, in total, which is shocking, and a lot of people sending blame now everywhere. So if we talk about
who's trying to blame? They're trying to blame Travis Scott, and they're trying to blame whoever produced it or something. Live
Nation is getting a lot of blame, but then also surprisingly, a cameraman is getting huge blame. And this is something that I was like, you know what, Twitter are just straight up fucking pitchforks and attack anyone.
They went too far.
So there's a video that came out of a cameraman obviously doing his job recording. And this lady shouting, he's on a podium and he's shouting, "Oh, people are dying, stop the festival, people are dying, stop the festival." And obviously he was ignoring her. And because of that, obviously it shows that he had a lack of care for the people who were...
Is he wearing headphones? Has he got AirPods in? Has he got like something?
Nah, he doesn't listen to what she said. And was like, listen, what... Like, he was like, no, obviously I'm not going to do...
Okay.
And then, so they're attacking him saying he's heartless, you know, he deserves the blame, he deserves to get cancelled, da-da-da. And I was just sitting there on Twitter thinking... Since when did the cameraman get all this power to stop a whole festival?
He doesn't have a directive,
And how often are people passing out in a festival?
100%. Yeah, and he won't know the full picture from what she just shouted at him.
Oh, he's got a good view because he's on the podium. Not really. There's a sea of people.
He's pointing at them.
Yeah, he's just recording and doing his fucking job.
Not even that. Sometimes, let's say he was worried, he's like, oh my god, something's going on. He's like, it's just drugged up people. They're just
of course.
Yeah, you don't gonna believe her.
Who are passed out, and this drugged up bitch is coming in front of me telling me to cancel the whole show. Oh yeah, let me cancel the whole show. I cancel it. I told everyone we have to cancel it. I go onto the fucking stage, pull out everything. I was like, we have to stop. People are dying. And then they later find out, no one actually died. Some guys, couple of guys passed out. Oh, you listen to a random girl who's drugged up, most likely, and so now you've lost your job. And then everyone's like, I remember on Twitter, people were fighting me over this. They were like,
Oh, really?
Bro, they were attacking me. And they were telling me, oh, yeah, you're telling me you're going to, what? Is your job more worth it than people's lives? I'm thinking, possible lives. We don't even know. Majority of the time, people are passing out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to risk my job on a random thing screaming, people are dying, stop the festival. How about you go to the police? There's police everywhere. Go to a security man.
Why didn't the girl carry on to Travis Scott? Why did she stop at the cameraman? Like,
exactly.
She didn't care enough to carry on to the main stage. Like, you can blame anyone.
You could blame anyone. And then that's why I was a little bit annoyed with that. I'm like, you're literally blaming an innocent man, like, who has zero power. Like, come on. At least, blame Live Nation, the guys who've organised the festival. Me, personally, where I kind of lay majority of the blame is at Live Nation. Yeah. Travis Scott, I think, does have some sort of blame here and there, but not too much. Reason I say this, Live Nation are the guys who do health and safety. Right. They're the guys who coordinate how many tickets they sell. How many people are allowed, security.
Yeah,
they're the guys.
People broke through, innit?
Yeah, people broke. So if you're telling me if they cut that festival size wise by half, that there will be a stampede, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easily no. So Travis Scott, you could say inciting, stampedes by telling people, rage, but that's kind of his job. That's how he makes money. Well, I can't hear myself, bro. Hello? Sorry. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so inciting violence and that kind of stuff. Inciting a stampede, you could say, but that's somewhat his job, I reckon. Okay. Not really inciting it to where it is, unsafe, which I do agree he has done that, but he's meant to make it, let's rage. He's trying to put a performance on. Yeah. And that performance did lead to people dying, and I can agree. Yes, there is some blame to be at Travis Scott's door, but the main blame should be at Live Nation, and people are suing Travis Scott.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's been like loads of
Drake's getting sued just for being on stage. He's getting sued.
Fuck guy.
Live Nation getting sued.
Well, Live Nation have a history of this,
and they
have a history of people dying at these festivals. They've multiple festivals in the past that they've been responsible for have had multiple deaths, the same sort of situation where they just don't care, they kind of hide it under the rug and they carry on. They've been able to get away with it for so long now.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, just because Travis Scott is super famous and everything, like especially on social media and stuff like that, doesn't this happen like on like loads of like, I don't know, rock concerts and death metal concerts and shit, like I don't know, maybe like some Norwegian like Viking concert. Like,
actually people were using rock concerts as an example of where they do mosh pits but do it safely. There's an air of pick up your person if you see them fall. And to be honest, in rock, I think because these, especially rock crowds, they're a bit older. It's not younger people really, so they've grown up in the whole mosh pit era, and they've also learned that we're looking out for each other. But this is like Travis Scott; everyone's looking out for themselves. Everyone's fighting each other. It's not really about. And then I also have one big thing. Why the fuck are there children at this festival?
Yeah, why was there 9? Was it 9?
9-year-old. The dad had the child on his shoulders.
I guess you're allowed to film with the parent.
And because he was trying to save the child, but then he got squeezed so much that he passed out and the child fell, and then that's why he got stamped out. But look, I'm just saying, as a child, like I don't think children should really be in these kind of festivals personally, but I'm not gonna blame the dad entirely for bringing your child, because you don't expect your child to die at a festival. But
exactly.
I'm just like,
but maybe not that kind of risk.
But why are kids?
Maybe go to a different one.
Yeah, right. And people are saying, Travis Scott, obviously, because he does kind of market to kids. The burger, Travis Scott burger, the McDonald's, Fortnite.
Oh right, okay.
So you could say, you could say that.
About that. I forgot.
Yeah, so you could say maybe, but again, like I wouldn't be, us guys, we know. So concerts are the max you could really be going to as a kid. I can see festivals are where people are getting licked, drugged up. I'm not bringing my child there, bro.
That's not fun.
I've never seen a child, I don't think, at a festival.
Same. That's why I'm very surprised about the children. That's why
it was a concert, I suppose. I don't know. Was it a concert or festival?
It was a festival. Astroworld was a festival.
Yeah, shit.
So everyone's drugged up and shit, bro.
Yeah, and that's like this, especially at his concerts. That's the type of scene you're gonna get is drugs and like violence and stuff. It is a bit weird.
But yeah, it was a very interesting thing that happened. I'm just surprised that
lawsuits.
One thing I'm kind of happy about is that people are now going to look at the fact that overselling festivals that has been happening for so long. Overselling, fam. You go to I've been to like Studio 338 where they've literally oversold the entire crowd where you can't even move. So what's the point? You've oversold the entire thing just to make money. It's not even enjoyable. So I think since COVID they've started to get a bit better with that, because obviously numbers wise, and all that kind of stuff. But now they're reverting back to the old ways. But I think after what's happening, Travis Scott, these guys are gonna start wondering. Yeah, we need to have a certain number of people there to keep it enough space for everyone to enjoy. because it's just not fun. I don't think just to have those massive waves of people.
Yeah,
pushing
exactly.
each other.
Yeah,
They're trying to cash in from all the festivals they missed out from last year.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Yeah, and it doesn't look good for Travis. He was out there tweeting people, "Oh, guys, break down the fences."
yeah, really. Nah. Yeah, he didn't make himself look any better. Like he's struggled to put himself in a good position there. Like
He'll just get a fine, pay it, and move on. Like,
yeah,
Well, that
I don't think he cares.
well, that's what happened in the previous times where issues occurred like this, but this time, obviously, much more big. Like it's huge.
yeah, with so many lawsuits, you never know something actually might
this
come
time.
out
This
of
time,
it.
he's going to be a bit more.
Like, you don't want to lose money, really. Like,
And he's losing a lot of money out.
and he's losing like fans, I guess, if people are dying at his concerts. Fuck.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
exactly.
and yeah, the reputation's going downhill.
But yeah, moving on after that massive debacle with
Crazy.
Astroworld.
Crazy.
You heard about what happened recently with Dave Portnoy?
Yeah.
That crazy rape allegations that were taking place. I was kind of happy to see this happen.
Yeah.
Okay,
The reason let me explain what happened first, so people don't understand. Dave Portnoy, he does Barstool, which is is it a podcast?
Yeah, I think he's the founder or CEO.
Yeah, of this, but I think
they do
It's
a
like
lot
an
now. It's a
entertainment,
company,
yeah. It's like
they have
a
this-
they do podcast, music,
the
all that
music
shit,
and
I don't know.
everything. Yeah, so he's the CEO of it, and
Entertainment.
he's been accused of rape by 3 different women. And if I hear someone's been accused by 3 separate women, I'm thinking, bro, you'd most likely.
I don't even think it was actual like rape allegations. It was more like alluding to the fact that
No. At the beginning, they were gassed for rape. They were straight onto
really?
the rape
Okay,
team.
okay.
And an article was released by Insider, I think it was
Business Insider.
and yeah, so they accused him of rape. 3 different women, and they had it all done. And basically, apparently, you know, in your Business Insider, if you're going to release an article like this, you've done all the due diligence, make sure all the facts are sorted, everything's that more than likely these girls are telling the truth, like, you know, because you're about to assassinate someone's character otherwise. And it's 3 different women. 3 different women. I see that, I'm thinking, bro, you defo rapist.
Yeah,
you know,
a bit fishy.
and that's what majority of people are thinking. You're most
Yeah,
likely
yeah.
a rapist, especially in an era where we kind of preach believe her.
Right.
You know, that's
yeah.
the idea, you know, because women can't lie, is what they're basically saying. And so he got accused by 3 separate women. And this reason I was happy to see this happen is because this guy went one by one and dismantled each fucking allegation.
Got the receipts.
I think only the 3rd allegation, it was a complete he said, she said, so he couldn't really accuse, you know, straight up, you know, but the way he 100% proved the first and then the second. In fact, the first, I think either both of them or one of them came back out and even said, nah, it was, who said it's even rape at one point after she got
really?
caught out. Yeah.
That's what I meant by the word.
Originally she was saying it was rape, and then later it was like, oh, who said it was even rape? I just said that, you know, I didn't enjoy myself.
And I feel like it was the wording. I think like in the exact text message or something like that, or in the exact interview with Business Insider, she was like, "Oh no, it felt like rape" or something like that.
So
it's about the wording.
But the thing is, at the beginning, so when they said it felt like rape, is that
a new thing now?
No, because Insider said this, and everyone was kind of pointing towards that. Oh, maybe she's not even saying it's actually rape. But later she came out, and was like, oh yeah, it is. And then afterwards, then switched and goes, oh no, actually, you know, it's just that I didn't like it. Da da da. And then I'm like, so let me just say he completely proved the first 2 ones, and then the 3rd one, obviously because it's a he said she said. Okay, he's just like, I cannot prove it myself because I can only tell you guys. And after seeing 2 separate occasions to be proven through text, through, you know, direct, and even them finally admitting to it, it's like you're more than likely to think, okay, the 3rd case is most likely also, you know, he's telling the truth. And what I like to see, why I was happy to see this, is because for months, like for years, when people be doing this whole, you know, Me Too movement, all I've been saying is, believe her. What the fuck is this? We're gonna just believe someone automatically without no evidence. Like, that's so ridiculous to me.
Dangerous.
And then it's like, but men are capable of lying, but women are not. What is this ideology?
He looks like he looks like he's about to come after them as well.
Yeah,
like he first in the video just recording himself. He's like, nah, my lawyers told me to say nothing, but I can't be held back. I gotta speak for myself. This is my livelihood. This is my everything.
I think he released one of the text messages from one of the girls.
He was releasing everything, screenshots, everything. He was DMs. He was releasing everything, all the receipts.
And it's crazy because at the beginning, common public opinion was that he's a rapist, straight up.
Yeah,
everyone was like, that's it. Like, and he was getting written
because
off.
he's got access to like young girls as well. Shady business, because he's got like a lot of TikTok stars on his like Barstool promotions or something.
Oh, okay.
So imagine he was pretty much written off. And so at that point, when you're being written off like that and you're being called a rapist, you have two options. Most people, what they do is they keep quiet, listen to their lawyers, they don't say anything, and they just hope that
then you look guilty just because that's how people see it.
Or what happens is they go on a video, and then all they do is they incriminate themselves more, which most likely happens. But this guy went on video and he literally stated one bout, and he was like, "Look, I have to fight for my life. I haven't got a choice." People were still attacking him. Oh, look, he's trying to attack the victims. He's trying to bully the victims. You know, obviously
punching down.
But punching down. And then I was just like, you know, I think it was good to see finally to show people. Yes, people do give false rape allegations. Women can lie, and once you're labeled a rapist, now we know the intricacies of what you know what it is. But if you Google Dave Portnoy's name, rape allegations is what comes up first. So no matter what you say for the rest of his life, whether he proves it even more or not, he will be considered like people will in general call him a rapist.
And even somehow, if he somehow gets vindicated or somehow magically, they'll be like, nah, but he's still using his position as a power. So no matter what you do, it's a lose-lose. But
exactly
in this, I guess there's a comeback against the cancel culture kind of vibe going on at the moment. So I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, he's kind of doing a bit of a comeback, but the comeback is kind of too late. Once somebody it's like once
it's
it
always
goes
too
out,
late. Yeah,
the minute it's accused is just too late. And then and a lot of these women. Some women were even saying to him, like, the one Instagram post was one of her saying, "Oh, you know, I think she was obviously annoyed with him, and she was like, oh, I'm going to expose you. I got so much shit on you, as they always do once they get angry, you know, or some bullshit like that." And then he's like, obviously ignoring her, and she wanted some sort of attention,
right? Okay.
And at the beginning, her attention wasn't really about calling him a rapist, more exposed the fact that he likes rough sex or whatever,
right?
But then obviously when Business Insider kind of went for Dave Portnoy
behind the
paywall, and went for him, and so now he's focusing all his attention on Business Insider. How could you bring out an article in which you didn't even contact him more than the fact that for the rape allegation stuff, and you had so little proof, and the fact that he's now been able to prove everything, you've assassinated his character entirely. You've absolutely fucked him over, and it just shows us, you know, like, it is risky.
Should he sue them?
I think he should sue them 100%. To the ground. I will take every penny possible because you don't deserve it, and I want to make sure it says I won it, and then everyone who comes try call me rapist in the future, I'm like, look, I won. Proven in court.
He must be scarred though, innit? Like, I would be hella nervous getting with anyone after that if I was Dave.
Bro, we should be nervous anyway.
He's gonna have to ask for the messages now.
If you get with anyone, especially if you're famous and rich, you need to get consent forms. I think, and he said this, he's like, this is why I ensured I had consent from each person, because not only was I already gonna be doing rough sex, I'm a rich man, so the minute, you know, I've got, you know, I'm famous, if someone accuses me of rape, that's just, you know, you fucked up completely, right? So he had to ensure he got fucking
no, he did it well then. He went in.
I think one of the tactics also, he says, like, he goes if you, I don't know, he takes the girl to like a bar, to, like, or something like that. Make sure she gets ID when she gets in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he doesn't have to ask her or something like that.
Yeah. So you had to have tactics. You do need to have tactics, especially in that side. And this is what happens. So yeah, in the Dave Portnoy case, I think people now need to understand that, you know, there are disgruntled women. What's that fucking saying that they say? Yeah, was it no women scorn hath no? What's that saying?
I don't know it.
Bro, I need to find it. Yeah, no woman. It's like,
is it like there's nothing worse than a woman angry?
Scorned, yeah. Like, oh yeah, hell hath no woman scorned or something like that. Which basically means, a woman who's pissed at you, there's no more angrier person, you know what I'm saying?
If
worse. You piss off a woman, she will come for you, you know what I mean? So it's like that basically. And you know, there are many women who will be, you know, annoyed, angry, but having regret after the fact is not rape, you know. And we need 100%. To really like dig that into, and I think what we've done is we've been educating men so much so about consent, and men have been listening recently. You know, schools, they understand, they've been taught now, you know, no means no. You know, even if they say maybe, that essentially still means no until you get a definitive yes. And that's what men have been taught. But during this education process, we forgot to teach women how to give consent. how to understand when they have given consent,
Right.
and what the difference is of regret after the fact. Having sex with someone, regretting it, and maybe you didn't enjoy it at the time, maybe you were uncomfortable, does not later mean you can accuse a man of rape. That is completely wrong.
Right,
Once you give consent, you need to verbalize no, and that we don't teach women they need to verbalize no, because men cannot read your fucking your mind, and that's the hardest part. It's like we're being told if we don't read and we're trying to, we actually are, which if we see someone who's not comfortable having sex, we're like, oh, should we stop?
Obviously body language,
we can try and tell as much as we can, but you never know. Someone might act like they enjoyed it at the time, which she did. He even sent text messages in the after fact where she said yes, she enjoyed it, but still was kind of a bit iffy about it. We didn't say anything, obviously, because it's
not even asked for round 2 afterwards, apparently.
Was it that's the other thing? I beg you. And it's like, how is the person meant to get? You need to say no.
Yeah,
and I understand it's hard to say no at times, but you cannot blame someone who's been given consent, who's having sex with you, and then later finds out they're somehow a rapist. Like, that's so unfair.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get. I just think the education in that side has to also come to both sides. It's not just men who need to get educated; it's also the women.
Yeah,
everyone needs the education.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. There's two people having sex here.
Exactly.
They teach men like, oh, don't have sex with someone who's drunk, who's not able to give consent. But the opposite is never said about a guy. Like, it's just like, it just shows you. It's just.
What if you're both drunk as well? Like, I'm not making the right decision, and she's not making the right decision.
Okay, so in that case, I've seen situations where the man is blamed for rape.
Still, because she was drunk.
Because she's drunk, and they assume that the woman is always drunker.
Oh,
that's what they assume. Even though both of them have been drinking, but she's a little bit more tipsy or whatever. Now, like, she wasn't able to give consent.
Yeah.
Please. Please. But yeah, next, oh my days. Moving on to Russia. Son of top Russian spy falls from embassy. What's this, Dovey?
Bro, I don't know why. Like, recently, there's a lot of spy shit going on. Like, we keep seeing, leaked secret documents, spies being caught out. It's a bit mad.
It's a whole TV show,
by the
now.
way. Falls.
Yeah, Falls. But yeah, it's like a return to the Cold War. I don't know what's going on here. But so yeah, this is actually a story that happened in Berlin at the Russian embassy. So as Abe said, one of the top spies in Russia, his son, fell from a window or the roof, died, and his body was quickly taken away back to Russia, no questions asked, and they tried to hide and sweep everything under the rug. And apparently even the guy who's died, even though he's a secretary at the Berlin embassy, he is apparently also linked, well, his dad's one of the top spies, obviously he's linked to spies, like to espionage, and and they think that something's gone wrong behind the scenes, and like what seems to happen a lot in Russia, people fall from windows. Yeah. And so even this article says, like, either Russians are incredibly clumsy and they should stay away from windows, or something fishy's going on here,
what it sounds like to me? One of those like moments when they're like, oh, bro, if you don't do this, I'm gonna kill your son, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what they do in Russia.
Come on now, that's the most easiest. You chatting shit, yeah, boom, it's just gone out the window.
And then 10 years later, it's on Netflix. Like,
yeah,
because I don't think Russia do what the US do. Because I think in Russia, in the US, after a certain period of time, they kind of forced to release information,
right?
About like certain things
Freedom of Information Act or whatever,
something like that. So they're forced to release information after a certain period where it's no longer deemed like a national threat or I don't know.
I don't think Russia do that at all. If you speak about it, you also fall from the window.
Just out the window immediately.
But it's actually mad that they can get away with this in Germany as well. Like, the last spy story was in Germany. It was someone was caught, like, who worked for our embassy or something, was caught spying as well or something. But
this whole spy shit is a bit mad. Like, it really does move like a movie.
It does, doesn't it? And it just happens. You're like, oh, okay.
And it's all background news. You don't really see it that far into, like, because you see it here and there, but it's not on the news. It's not talked about on social media that much.
Right? Yeah.
It's like kind of side news, I'd call it.
Right, it's on the side, 100%.
It's a side news, and I'm like, what the hell?
But even now, we're just like, yeah, I guess he's dead.
Another one, yeah, isn't it? It's another one of those.
So big, we're like,
that one we give it about 2 minutes. It's not even going to be a highlight clip.
but they're actually saying that apparently the Germans had just worked out that he was like connections to espionage, and so they're not sure if it's like, his cover was blown, so get rid of him before any information's leaked, or apparently he was sent there like just a few months before there was this big assassination on their rebel commander. So maybe he was involved in that. Something went wrong, and he's been killed for it. But
it's so easy for them to kill people. It's just crazy.
Yeah, attacks always just.
No. It's like these are government agents. Remember, these are all governments. They're able to just lick people off. It's a mad.
And it happened in Berlin. Yeah, just because I don't know how it works, because obviously if it happens in the embassy, it's Russian territory. But he fell out the window onto the Berlin street.
What's the airspace around the embassy? So,
exactly.
They measure it. Like technically, he's in
the
no
crime
man's land.
was done in an embassy. So although he landed outside the embassy, the crime was
right. Okay.
That's why they probably can't do much about it.
But he fell, so there was no crime. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. We'll do the investigation though.
There's no crime, bro.
It's been closed.
Oh my.
Just like we closed Disneyland in China. Yeah, so recently in China, Disneyland got locked down due to a coronavirus outbreak. These guys are quick with it. But are they? Is China still going for a no COVID, zero COVID
policy? Yeah.
Oh,
and they're still claiming. I think it was between 2,000 and 3,000 total deaths over the entire pandemic, compared to
750,000.
If they're right, I rate it. If I don't believe they're telling the truth, but if they are telling the truth, they really sent out a bomb on every country. Basically, they just thought, let me fuck up every country in the world.
Yeah. You've seen the videos of them, for example, stopping people from leaving, like exiting their house if they get caught.
Oh yeah, they got welded in and starved to death instead, so it doesn't count as a COVID death.
No matter what, and now they're just doing this like as a routine. They're just locking down areas and checking. Like, okay, now it's a lockdown thing. We're gonna just quickly check everyone, put everyone in a room, like schools.
Yeah.
Everything, like yachts, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, obviously that value's wrong. If the US has 750,000 deaths, I really doubt China has 2,500 deaths. Come on,
and they're fucking billions of people, bro.
No, that's the ones they were forced to count because they got clocks.
They were like shit, and the guy who had to write that extract one in got fired.
No, he got included in it.
But it's a funny story actually. Yeah, so apparently one person got caught with COVID. So there's one COVID case in Shanghai's Disneyland, which is one of Disneyland's actually biggest actual Disneyland resorts, and because one person got caught, they immediately stopped. They stopped letting people in, but secretively started setting up checkpoints
and locking everything.
Yeah, like the people inside didn't know straight away what was going on. Then all of a sudden you're seeing hazmat suits around. You're like, wow, what's going on here? It's looking a bit weird.
Mickey Mouse looking different today.
And you just have to sit there for hours until they just basically test everyone.
Yeah, 100. What is it? 30,000 people just locked in Disneyland, and you're stuck there for hours. I can't remember how long they're stuck in there before, but they just continued with Disneyland, as in some rides were still open. There was a video I watched where it's just like they're just filming down this street inside the resort, and there's just hazmat suits, police, and then tourists and fireworks going off behind the castle.
Oh my days.
They were just continuing as if nothing had happened, but these people were just locked in, and they weren't allowed to leave and they had to individually test everyone before they were allowed out, and people were stuck there.
I'm very surprised that they're still going for the zero COVID thing, because I thought we all understood that zero COVID is just something cannot kind of continue forever.
Yeah, I mean, look what New Zealand's doing. Every time they clock a case, they shut the whole country down. So it's not really working out.
I mean, it won't work out, because at the beginning it was a smart decision.
Yeah,
it was working for them. Their economy kind of survived at the beginning simply because they were able to lock down. But this is until I thought the whole point was till the vaccines come out. Once you get your vaccines in, your hospital admissions will still be high due to COVID. People will still be getting COVID,
right,
but there won't be ICU beds, and that's the whole point, right?
It's the New Zealand population.
So I'm a bit surprised about, and at least and in China there's billions. There's a billion people.
I think it's because they're not democracy. I think in a democracy it fails because you can't violate people's rights, whereas in China you just weld them inside, like we said. So
exactly.
I think you can almost do it just because you would just kill people.
Oh shit! New Zealand's only 4.8 million apparently, 35 million people.
It's
that ain't even London.
That's
London is 7 million.
Right, it's not even London.
It's a beautiful country as well.
It's a really nice country.
I guess it's quite easy, small amount of people. It's easy to be like, yo, I bet you guys just go home for a sec.
Chill.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell, bro. I see you outside and I know your name. I know who you are.
UK is 65 million people, and they all got different countries as well.
You can't tell.
What are you gonna do, fam?
But I was telling Dovey about this situation at my apartment where there's this one guy. So I was going into the lift.
Don't dox yourself. Watch out.
No, so I was going into the lift, and I was in the lift, and then this other person was coming in, and they were like, "Oh, can I come in the lift with you?" I'm thinking, this month's in, bro. We got all vaccines now. It's calm. I was like, "Yeah, bless." He's like, "Oh yeah, just this guy is a bit weird about it." I was like, "Oh, cool." Next day, yeah, I'm coming into the lift, and immediately as I'm walking in, I'm like, what the fuck? Who's this guy? And he's just like, oh, put a mask on or you're not coming in. I was like, bro, chill out. You just can ask me normally. I'll put it on. I'll put it on. I'll wait inside. And then the guy looked at me. He was like, oh, Abe. I was like to him, do you have a high risk person in your family? I was asking him because I was thinking the way he's moving is a bit mad. So I was like,
a newborn baby.
I was asking him on the night. He's lucky, because that day I was chill, fam. If I was pissed and some guy to me, I would have punched him, bro. I would have punched him. He's so lucky. But anyway, I was feeling chill with him.
But he was innocent. He was like, he's an innocent person.
Well, no, listen to this. So I was thinking, okay, I asked him a question. I was like, is there a high risk person in your family? I was chilled that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He turns to me and goes, well, doesn't matter if there's a high risk person in my family. Everyone needs to be. I was like, bro, chill out. I'm asking you as a normal conversation. I'm not trying to attack you.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me and he's like, oh, sorry, it's just that I was in the tube and most people don't have masks and this, that. I was thinking, okay. I was like,
he's a very anxious person.
Proper weird. And I was like, all right, whatever. Anyway, so I dipped. Teresa was like coming through onto the lift the other day and she was like, this guy was basically like, same thing to her. And she was like, bro, don't try to touch me. What are you doing? And then she went into the lift. And I'm thinking, like, imagine this guy, he basically thinks, that he's basically living in a zero COVID country like China. That's not how you live. This country has taken the herd immunity approach. You're guaranteed to get COVID. Look outside. Everyone's got no mask now. That's if you've got your vaccine, you're chill. And I'm sure he's got his vaccine and Dobby was saying probably has his booster as well. You know what I mean?
Bless him. He's stressing hard though.
Bro,
every time you're on an elevator, someone coming in, you're like, no!
Bro, he's on some crazy shit.
Slamming the door closed,
bro, crazy. And I'm just thinking, you're complete dickhead because you need to chill out at this point. And you're lucky because you need take the stairs. Take the stairs first and foremost. Take the stairs.
Everyone takes the elevator.
Excuse me. Why are you on the tube? Why are you on the tube? Take the fucking train, bro. Take the fucking walk. You know what I'm saying? Get an Uber. It's just so shocking to me that there's people like this still around. And like, it's not like I'm saying to him, you can't live like this forever. I was like, bruv, I might just snitch on the guy because he's pissing me off at this point. Imagine he's trying to scare everyone trying to come into the lift. I was like, you need to chill out. That's what like, people need to understand. We're not doing this whole zero COVID shit here because we can't. It cannot occur. The vaccines are here so that you don't go into the hospital or ICU as far. So you're gonna get COVID whether you like it or not. You can be chill about it or you can be going crazy until you get banged in the face. He will get banged. I'm sorry. Too many touches moving like this, he's gonna get banged. He's lucky.
There's this amazing like Spanish like movie that deals with basically a bunch of people. They go to this interview room, like a waiting room for a doctor, and they all have like some sort of OCD problem, something. And so this guy could be one of them, where basically these guys, every single character has something very peculiar about them. Whether it was you have to be clean or he can't step on squares, and they're all in one room, fam. It was just jokes, like
oh my days. There's a reality TV show on disabled people, basically.
It's fiction, so they're all acting and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking about this guy, like I'm just thinking that man is peak because COVID is probably just gonna increase, and make it more stressful for him. And I don't know, he's just gonna go deep into the OCD game.
He's got like a family because I've seen him. He's a normal guy, but he's like normal. But the COVID thing, he's like taking it too far, like too far. And it's just one of those people like. I think it's just sometimes I'm sure he's got. I think he's got a newborn. Is what I believe. He's got probably like a child who's about a couple of months old. But I'm like, kids are proven to be babies are chilling about it. Like you have to come, and the fact that you're fighting people on the street, you're lucky. And like the way he was speaking to me, don't chat to me like that, man.
Authority, like demanding, do this. Put your mask on, or else,
bro. You're lucky. I was chill that day. I would have banged you straight. He's so lucky,
quick
bro.
Rittenhouse thing,
bro. He's so lucky. We're coming to Rittenhouse. Don't you worry. But
too soon. Sorry.
No, too soon. We got. We'll bring him in. You know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about Rittenhouse right now. So
let's just talk about the big meme things I saw, man.
Oh, bro, I was showing him a movie.
So quick synopsis of what it is.
Give it a synopsis.
Yeah, Rittenhouse. So I guess some guy walk around America during the Black Lives Matter protest. So people came up to him, threatened his life apparently. He got shook. He's got a gun. He's apparently licensed to carry a gun. He's like a teenager. No, is it 17?
17 years old.
Yeah, 17.
Licensed to carry an AR. An AR!
Welcome to the United States of America. And basically ended up, killing, I think, two people. Was it?
Yeah, I think two.
Three.
Oh,
three.
three.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn. Severely injured.
He got a UAV kill streak.
Oh, damn. Right.
Oh, my days.
But imagine he killed 3 people. And so recently he's got his trial. And that's why he's kind of coming back into the news. Because
being broadcasted
Yeah,
everywhere on social media, bro.
Yeah, and during the trial, he was like crying, like blabbering. Missy, you need to put this. I'm gonna send this to you.
Yeah,
right now.
LeBron James
Fam.
tweet. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, so I'll talk about the LeBron James tweet. But so
See the video.
no. There's a clip of him crying. That is so
There was
edited in the Rock.
people right there. Shut up, bitch!
This is a very highly political situation. Every black person, every person who's on the left wing are
politics
completely
now,
yeah.
against this kid, and they want him in prison.
He's using an example, innit?
They're calling him a murderer.
Right.
However, from what I've seen in the video, and I'm telling you, as someone who's more impartial, I'm definitely on the BLM nigga side. But as someone who's even on that side, I can't deny this guy was self-defending. One thing I have to say is, why are you in a protest with a gun like that? Risky. You shouldn't
Vigilante
even be,
style, innit?
Vigilante
Yeah.
style. The kid, he was being dumb. Straight up, he was being dumb. He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been with a gun.
Yeah.
He kind of came out with that whole bravado. You know how they are. They're like, oh, we've got a gun. Don't talk to me. I'll shoot you. Da, da, da. You know that type of shit where they think they're a bit gangster because they've got a gun in their hand.
First Amendment right.
And the police were backing them on the
Second,
second.
Yeah. And so he was there, and then there came a point where yes, he was getting rushed, basically getting attacked. One guy went for a gun, so he shot him. Another guy basically hit him in the head with a fucking with a skateboard. He shot him too, and the other guy was just running at him or something like that. Was trying to
The other
attack him.
guy had the gun or some shit. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he had a gun, so he shot him, and it was all self-defense. I believe it was.
Yeah, I
entirely
ain't gonna lie.
self-defense.
It does look all self-defense.
It was
Yeah,
entirely,
technically speaking,
entirely self-defense. Like, although he shouldn't have been there and causing running around like that with a gun.
Yeah. What do you expect will happen if you attack someone that has a gun? I don't know.
Exactly.
But that was the main clip. You remember the main clip of the other guy, Mr. whatever, Jersey, whoever his name is.
Yeah.
When he was speaking, and the guy interrogating him in I forgot the names, the technical names of lawyers. The
prosecutor, yeah.
He was just like, so did this basically happen where only once after you ran towards him with your gun, then he was shooting, yeah? And the guy was like, yeah, that's basically what happened. That's what I saw. And then the defense was like, fuck, you just lost the whole case. Like, you see them face palming each other. Like,
Well, the defense, he fucked up.
Yeah, so basically, I think I forgot how it is, man. Let me get the video.
We told the truth, and the truth makes him innocent. So I think his defense
it made Rittenhouse look innocent and basically doing it self-defense. Like, everyone clocked it and then was like, okay, that's a whole wrap. The whole trial's finished now.
I see. But so the trial's still going on. I don't think they've come to.
No, but they were saying, people were saying,
Yeah.
it's concluded based on just on that.
But he's being called a murderer left, right, and center, and that's why he's crying. Like, I understand why he's crying, although the way he's crying was funny. I was dying, bruv. He was there blabbering and shit. Fam, do your crying at home before you come. You know what I'm saying? It was funny. I understand.
But it works in his favor as well.
To be honest, it doesn't. He got memed, bruv. But it's 60.
It's like trial. It works in his favor in the trial, but maybe he gets memed on the social media.
I mean, I'd rather go to prison maybe than become a meme because I feel like his reputation's
You'd
ruined now. He's gonna be laughed at
you'd rather
everywhere.
go to
he goes.
prison.
No. He's
I don't know,
he's
maybe.
already in 60 years of prison. He's
60?
facing 60.
Oh, okay, nah, I'll take that back,
No.
take that back.
So it really doesn't matter. In 10 years time, people
But
forget about the meme.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
And the thing for him, like, I feel bad for him as a kid. Yeah, he's dumb. He shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have been there in the first place. So people are calling him racist because he was on that side, but he's claiming he's not racist because he was just trying to defend people's property. And yes, it's true. A lot of times during the BLM movement, what was happening was looting, people's property were being destroyed.
Right.
So I can see like where he is. And I can't say he's racist because I haven't seen him do anything racist.
Yeah.
If I'm being impartial, you know. But him being on that side, does it automatically make him racist? Up to you whether you want to decide that.
No, but there were a lot of even black people protecting shops with guns and walking around protecting it. Like,
yeah, but then
happens too.
up to you the people he's hanging out with and whatever.
Right.
You know, up to you to say what you want to say. But I don't think he should go to prison. And I think what's sad about it is that a lot of black people and a lot of people on this like left side, leaning side on this like BLM.
LeBron James.
Yeah. Thank you, LeBron James, who literally know nothing about the trial, but are literally cussing out a 17-year-old kid who's going down for murder, maybe not, for 60 years when it was entirely self-defense, and you're a whole grown man cussing him out. Chill out, bruv. It's not that, you know, like, you don't even know any of the details. You haven't followed anything, and you're gonna be like chatting about it.
It's about the optics, though, isn't it?
But it makes him looks good because he's attacking the racist guy who killed 3 people, who's a murderer. It's a bit ridiculous, and you know, I think it's one of those kind of things where people, wherever you lie on that spectrum, is you just take that side, and no matter what evidence is put in front of you, you don't really care, and that's what's happening. And I do somewhat feel sorry for him because he shouldn't. You know, it's hard to be called a murderer and all that shit. Your life is a bit fucked right now. But also, there's 3 people who are dead. But the people who are dead are a bit retarded. Why are you trying to attack a nigger with a fucking gun, bruv?
Yeah,
Come
especially
on.
when he wasn't shooting before.
No,
you
he
were trying
wasn't.
to attack him. So
and as soon as the death, after he killed everyone, after he got his kill streak, he went to the police with his mum and gave himself in.
Yeah. But where are the police to blame in this? Because I was watching some videos on this, and apparently the police on purposely were pushing the protesters down. So where these people where Rittenhouse was standing and stuff, it was further down the road, quite far down, and the protest was happening much further up, and they were apparently stationed outside certain buildings that hadn't been attacked yet.
Yeah.
And the police started funneling the protesters down into the Carl Rittenhouse and all the people standing there with guns. And afterwards, the police claimed they weren't coordinated enough to know they were pushing them into it. But there's loads of videos going around where the police would stop next to them and congratulate them, give them water to the Carl and everyone, and then just push the protesters into them to try and cause confrontation. So I don't understand how they've got away with it completely here. Or maybe I just haven't read about it.
I think there's even more issues with the police where he tried to actually give himself in at the beginning. As soon as the stuff happened,
right? Yeah.
And then as he went to the police officer,
they just drove.
No, they fucking pepper sprayed him.
Oh, really?
And told him to fuck off. And he's like, we've got alerts on someone's. There's an active shooter. So while he's saying, bro, that's me, that's me. He got pepper sprayed and they dipped.
Yeah, I saw videos just drive past.
He had to go twice, innit?
Yeah, he had to go. He had to go back to give himself up.
Yeah.
But
he's done everything right. He shouldn't have been. Obviously, shouldn't have been there in the first place. He's a bit of a dickhead for that. But from then on, he did everything right.
But also, I'm not gonna. I think he was thinking shit. I need to make sure I'm next to the police after this. To run.
To be honest, he's lucky he survived because there could have been other people. Because once he's shooting, they're gonna think, oh, he's some sort of terrorist. Let me shoot him dead. He's so lucky he himself survived that whole situation.
I think he's gonna probably survive the whole thing. To be honest.
Yeah,
I do believe. Because in the court of law, I'm sorry, it's not Twitter. You can chat shit all you want on Twitter, but the court of law.
No, I don't know. It does have quite a lot of influence.
They try to, but the media. So the jury are cut off from the media entirely. That's the whole point. Yes, it's very hard to do that at the beginning, but once they've chosen the jury,
even that jury process gets influenced as well. So.
Yeah, but all right. So
what's this?
So a bit of a light and a bit of a funnier note. Also a little bit of a sadder note.
What's this?
Will Smith, is again getting violated by Jada Smith, his wife, yet again.
Publicly.
Why?
So, publicly. And that red round table, he's been bullied on there. It's so peak. As you guys remember, last time he was on that table, they were talking about August.
The
entanglement with Jada Smith, which was Jada Smith's basically affair, but not really affair because they're kind of in an open sort of relationship.
Right. They had the break or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but imagine her friend was in the house. Imagine, piping the wife. Jada's getting piped out, and then they all come to the dinner table together. Will Smith, Jada's guy. It's
weird,
just so weird. You see the whole family just weird. But anyway, she's again violated him. She was talking about you think someone after all these years they would be able to know your body, when it comes to having sex, be able to read your mind and understand you, and basically violating the sex life with Will entirely, cussing him out. And she's consistently non-stop is just cussing this guy publicly. Even if it's dead at sex, I beg you, why are you trying to ruin his manhood? Because it's kind of tied to his his manhood, his confidence, who he is, and violating him like that publicly. Why do you need to say it out loud?
And that's his mother of his children as well. Just cussing him out. Oh my days.
And his current wife. That's his wife.
Yeah. Oh yeah, still technically.
They are living together. That's them. And every time she's just violating.
Why is she doing this? Just random.
I mean, she's getting views. She's
doing this. She's doing this because she's just being. She's just having her conversations that she does on that round in her show. It's her show.
I guess technically she's just been open and talking. Really,
that's what she's saying technically, but.
Nah, she's fine.
Well, but maybe she has an ulterior motive.
You saw but you saw what happened last time. Last time you spoke about
she got famous.
She got famous again. But everyone violated Will Smith. This is your husband who's getting his stock is going down. He's been violated already.
His stock's going down.
He's already been violated. Bez, you knew what happened last time, and you're doing and again she did it again, and now again he's getting violated all online. It is becoming a joke. And then what came out as well. So I don't know if you heard last time. His daughter Willow Smith was sending letters to Tupac. Tupac's dead, but writing letters to. Imagine your child's writing letters to your wife's ex.
Oh, it's
But
Tupac.
it's Tupac though, like it's Tupac.
But I understand, but still, the guy's dead, bruv, and he's not even your child.
Is he?
But fam, imagine that.
Yeah. Why is she doing that? Just 'cause-
Because she's like, and I don't know, it's just like, you know how the mum is kind of moving her. I just don't know. It's just so weird, this whole thing. I'm like, what the fuck? And then Jada Smith is always saying, you know, how much she loved Tupac, how good he was. Clearly, he must have been papping her out good. And she's like, you know, and it's so much so, yeah, there was reports coming out, like Will saying, you know, oh, I can never be like Tupac, this, that, you know. It is a sad state
What's
of
going
affairs,
on,
fam.
man?
It is so
How's
peak.
he accepting this?
Yeah,
as well?
and his son, yeah, what's his name? Jaden Smith.
Yeah,
Remember that guy? Yeah?
yeah.
He was saying to who's that rapper? What's his name? I always forget his name. Is fucking. I forgot his name. Yeah, he's a famous
Frank Ocean, or was it
not Chance the Rapper. It's the guy with
Tyler the Creator?
Tyler the Creator. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He calls Tyler the Creator his daddy.
Really?
That he's been a better dad to him than Will or whatever.
Will Smith.
Bruv, he's
Fam,
getting
what was he
violated from
doing?
every corner of the fucking
Nah,
family.
maybe he's actually like he's the violator.
Yeah, you think, yeah.
Nah, you know what I've noticed? So I've been watching the show. I don't know if you saw recently, he got a YouTube show called like it's like his show of him trying to reduce his
I saw
body.
it popping up.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called.
Trying
Yeah.
to- he's
working out,
Body
yeah.
transformation.
Yeah,
or something,
best shape of my life.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm seeing the guy's very calm, but he's one of those people, yeah, who's like up in their feels a bit. You know, like always trying to think about their emotional feelings and how do they feel. You know how they are with that therapy
Yeah.
word. You know, they love that therapy type of thing where it's all about emotions all the time. And you could see he's got that kind of simp behavior, like that simp behavior of he's okay with people kind of violating him if they're trying to find themselves or you know. It's just that I think they took advantage of him,
Of his kindness.
of his
Yeah.
kindness, of him being like open, allowing them to kind of do what they need. And you know, sometimes when people take advantage of you, when they start to lose respect for you, I'm sure if you see your mum violating your dad like that day in day out, you're gonna start violating him too because he's a pussy-o. He's a pussy-o. How are you letting your wife violate like you
Yeah.
in front of your kids, in front of your whole world, in front of everyone? Like everyone can see your mum is violating this guy non-stop every day. Why am I gonna respect him?
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening. Like
Right.
it's
okay.
looking like
That's
that.
peak, man. Right.
And this fam, you're Will Smith.
Nah,
Fresh
some
Prince
more
of
stories.
Bel-Air.
Some more stories are gonna come out. Will Smith has been on some.
Even
He just keeps it quiet, innit?
yeah.
Bro.
He's like, I can't release my shit,
Bro.
And right now, I'm looking like the victim. I gotta keep it.
Oh really? My view of him is going down slowly. though.
my
Like,
view of him has
yeah.
gone down so
Ah,
tremendously.
he's got. I don't know. He's got a trap card waiting. Don't watch it.
Wow. For me, all I'm seeing is simp behavior, embarrassment.
Nice
You're the
guy,
Fresh
yeah.
Prince of Bel-Air,
He
and
needs
you're
to
getting
stand up for
violated
himself
like
at this
this.
point. Yeah.
It's just embarrassing, man.
I don't know. Maybe he did some little, I don't know, like he did like a movie with what's her name, Margot Robbie, didn't he? Like,
He piped her, but you know them ones where you pipe someone because your wife's been piped out by like 10 niggas. It's about time you do
Yeah, it's your
something.
turn.
It's about time.
catch up.
It's about time. Like, you know them ones where he didn't want to do it.
He cried.
He probably cried through it. You know them ones like,
Oh,
my
man.
days. But
Shout out to Will Smith, man. Do your thing, bro.
it's peak. I feel bad for him, but you know what can we say?
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the story of what happened in was it in, I think it's New Zealand or Australia? I think it's New Zealand.
New Zealand, I think. Yeah.
There was been basically the female netball team invited the male netball team. They were the best in both of their women or male categories, and like the women thought, we want to be equality, we want to have inclusion, we want to be able to play against the men, we want to actually do this, and obviously the director of the whole sport or whatever,
He's like, yeah, I'll sanction that.
she's like, yeah, it's completely fine, we want to be inclusive. It's a woman who's saying this. It's a woman, yeah. And the guys obviously thinking, what the fuck is this? You guys, you always want this inclusion shit. They're like, cool. They banged these women so much so, like the parents and everyone who was watching actually was like angry and annoyed,
Oh,
and I
really?
couldn't believe what was happening.
Yeah.
They got banged, like I'm talking about like 30-0, 40-0, like the complete violation.
Right.
Like that, it doesn't like there's such a violation. It was so peak that people were getting angry watching it because it was just like these men, and you should see their faces. They were laughing.
They weren't even holding
They were
back.
all smiling. They were like, boom, and they were just violating. And then people were attacking these guys online, telling
Yeah.
There was a prize reward, wasn't there, or something?
Was
there was
there?
probably- yeah.
Oh, I'd be banging them.
They were getting banged, and everyone was like, how could they do this? These men, like, they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
here, they ruin the sport for the women. They should have forfeited. They should have
I
forfeited.
heard that. Yeah. Nah. What do you mean forfeited?
Fuck off, bruv.
You forfeit. You're doing bad.
You're the one who invited these guys here. We done told you. And I just wanted to reiterate this point. When I keep saying to you, you know, about the whole the trans movement in when they really want to have trans males, trans females in the female sports. This is what is going to happen. They're gonna be destroyed every time. And no, it's not because what I like to call it's just not fair sportsmanship, because they simply cannot compete. It's unfair. So what's happened now? All these women were on court and they got embarrassed. They all had to hold the fattest L ever. Their entire careers. They got beaten so hard that it was near embarrassment for them. It destroyed their confidence. Is that what you guys wanted? These women, were they included?
Yeah, they thought the men were gonna be like, we're gonna play easy, we'll win. But
no, they genuinely believe they're gonna be doing well. You know them ones where you actually think you're gonna do well.
Oh, really?
Because you were never put in this position. You guys, you drank that inclusion water for so long, and you really believe that women can do just as well as men in sport. No, they can't. Like there's a whole fucking. They've done tried this hundreds of years ago. We found out that what happens.
Sports as well,
and what happens? These women. Imagine if this was like on a normal occasion. Imagine we had imagine they had, for example, a mixed netball league.
Yeah,
I will go get a team of niggas only.
Yeah.
Men only. And I will bang every team that has a woman in there.
Yeah.
Of course. And it just shows you, what happens in the end. Those women were the one who actually lost out. They didn't enjoy the sport.
Right.
They felt bad. They didn't. They barely participated.
Yeah, when you lose badly as well. You lose that badly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they barely participated.
It was a final game.
Exactly.
Right?
And they barely participated. Nobody enjoyed the show really, except for the guys who were banging them.
Bro, the smiles were.
And then
a bit too wide, honestly.
And then we're the ones called transphobic or sexist or whatever you want to call anyone, because of the fact that this is what we foresaw was going to happen.
Right.
That in situations like this, if it was, let's say, a mixed league, or you allow trans females into the league, they're just gonna have a full team of trans females, obviously, because especially if there's money on the line, prizes on the line, careers on the line, they're gonna just make sure they're gonna do the best they possibly can. That means they're gonna slowly find out having a trans male on your team or having a guy on your team is just gonna is gonna ensure you're gonna do better.
Right. And was that the only male team as well? Because it says here that they thought it'd be fair to include a young men's state team in the championship. And that's the one that won.
Yeah, obviously.
They just let one in just to make it fair. They just won.
And they just won the whole team.
Oh, that's beat.
And this is what I mean. This is like, it's sad. And I think I think a few more of this stuff needs to happen before people finally start to come to their senses.
Because people will forget, bro. Do you remember there was this like, I think it was some sort of morning UK news show, like Good Morning shit, like, and they were talking to this tennis player who's like a really good tennis player, and then they were asking him about how Serena Williams would do or something like that. Like how would she do against you or against the top men around tennis? He was like, what do you mean, bro? Why would you do that to her?
Yeah, why would you ask me such a question?
Why would, she's gonna get destroyed? What do you mean? They were like, what? She's number one. Yeah, but if you play against a man, she's gonna be like 270 with one. You know what I mean?
No. What you're actually saying is, I don't know if it's the same situation.
It's a white guy, with white hair. Yeah.
I see. So this is separate, because Serena Williams, they asked her the exact same question.
Yeah, she said, yeah, I agree.
She was like, because I think it was a completely separate situation. So she was like, they asked her again in that same situation, how do you think you'd fare against the men? She was like, I would be destroyed. I wouldn't even hit the top 100 in the men's league.
Yeah.
She's like, they are physically stronger. They are faster. What you're saying doesn't make sense.
Her and her sisters, they had a match against I think men, and then they were like, they lost against the top 70. They were like, okay, we're gonna lower down to 100 because we don't think we don't even
exactly. And like they know this, and these are women in the sport who are the best of what they do. So it's just it's like if the women listen to these women, like, are you trying to ruin the sport? But you know what? I'm happy for this to happen more often, because I will sit here, I will laugh, because I know every time we said it previously, people were anyone who said it was getting attacked. So it has to happen so much so where women start losing out on sports opportunities across the board. That's when they will think, okay, maybe we did this a little bit dumb.
Yeah, it is stupid though, because they've been campaigning for so long to let women into male sports, into male teams.
I think it should be allowed. That should be allowed.
Let them allow, but
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they got to accept that there won't be any women there, even though they're allowed, because again, the men have all these advantages, unfortunately.
Exactly. Even with the army stuff, you know how they say with the army. Yeah, they're trying to let women into the army.
I saw a funny video ages ago back when Live Leak and shit was still running, and it was a US Army, and they were putting just a huge don that didn't really even know how to box in a ring with this female a military personnel who thought she was amazing at boxing, could beat any man, and they just stuck her in with this just like large, kind of almost a bit chubby guy. He fucked her up. It was so he didn't even hold back. It was so big.
No
he
way.
fucking slammed her. It
That
was so
feel
fun.
bad. See, look, I'm laughing, but I still feel bad.
And they
for
were all
her,
like,
but-
"Well, see,
Yeah,
like we told you, we tried to
yeah,
tell you."
Yeah, you didn't want to listen, and that's what I mean. Like, I think sometimes a bit of arrogance and confidence. It's like, come on, like you need to understand the truth. It's just sometimes that's not. Come on, like, and you just see that there was recently a UFC. Not it's like a Russian league.
Oh,
MMA fight between like they literally put in they were like they violated. They basically a fully strong woman who's like really good at what she does, and they put some random gay guy in there, and he done fucked her up.
Is that a video you said?
Yeah, bro. He grabbed her and he just smacked her. He didn't even need to do no fucking anything. He just
And
boom,
he just
boom,
hammer fist
boom.
after that like this.
Yeah.
His form was
And then
so
she
bad. His
charged him
technique was
as
bad.
well.
Everything was so bad.
I think she was also quite bad. Like, you know,
Yeah, it looked like
she was not
didn't
Amanda
have any
Nunes, for
technique.
example. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean?
It wasn't Amanda Nunes, but even you could tell she's much better in techniques wise or anything.
She started charging him with her head though. I was a bit baffed at.
Oh,
I
and
don't know.
and
Do you think that
she was
'cause took a
terrible.
few
Her,
blows?
yeah. She
To be
was.
honest, I do want to see more. Like, fuck it, if it's happening, and like
Yeah.
we're not allowed to cuss it out for the fact that it's happening.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
see more.
entertainment. It
I
is
just need
entertainment.
more absurdity though. I want to see
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes versus Henry Cejudo. Let me see this.
Yeah,
Come on, Henry.
I want to see some of
Do
that.
you think she would take it? I don't think
She said she would take it.
Oh, really?
Henry would, but Dana White, obviously, President of United
Yeah,
UFC, he's not
can't
gonna be like,
risk it,
yeah, let's do that. But maybe I think Nunes might even win. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
she's got that knockout power.
Right.
She's good. Yeah, she's strong. And the thing is, look,
Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
but that's a good point because sometimes some of these trans females they lose. Like the lady last time that was in the
New
Olympics.
Zealand weightlifting.
Yeah,
team.
she did terrible. But it's like, of course she did terrible. She was 40 years old and had injuries. But like, just because she did terrible doesn't mean, oh look, yeah, see, it was still fair. She made it to the Olympics at 40 years old. That's never been done before.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Literally unheard. That's doubled the age than anyone else has made it. Like, she already broke enough records, and you know, just because she didn't do that well doesn't mean like it was still not unfair. Like, if I pump myself full of steroids and go against women and I still don't do well, I still cheated. It's still cheating whether I do well or not. Yeah, that's what people are not understanding and using that as like but I want to see. I think what I've clocked is, especially with a lot of these organizations, they're just going to be pushing this kind of inclusivity thing for a while, and for us it's just going to be entertainment.
It's a little
Straight
trial and error
entertainment.
while they have their little trial and error thing.
And they're going to basically figure out what people figured out hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
But they're doing it
Ain't
their
no
turn. All right, if you want to re-figure out what we've science has literally told you, all right, fine. We'll be entertained all the way. The same way when UFC first began and they didn't have weight classes and that massive guy is fighting the most skinniest guy and just breaking people apart. We were entertained. That was entertainment. And I would love to continue seeing that kind of entertainment until, well, when it flops.
Right, yeah, exactly.
when someone gets killed or something, dangerous occurs, and when you finally realize we was just fucking dumb from the get-go.
Yeah, but these women, they are signing up to fight the Mandem as well, so,
Also,
let's make that clear.
Also,
that's
they're
respect
signing-
on their part. Like, I respect it.
I kind of respect
They're brave.
No, what I respect is, you're brave. The fact that
Like,
you
you
have
wanna
such,
compete,
they have such confidence. But then also, I'm like, you're so retarded at the same time. They
Overconfidence.
Like they've done blown your horn. Like, them ones when someone gasses you so much, and then put you into a delusional state, and then you end up in a ring with a fucking guy who's like massive, and he, with no technique, he just bangs you.
Oh, I'm still waiting for the Eddie Hall fucking Hathor
Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that'd be fucking lit. Yeah.
They're still organized.
By the way, that's two strong. Was it a strong man?
Yes,
Yeah.
but they're both been the world's strongest men at different times.
Yeah.
And they're going to fight in a boxing match. And
Which is quite cool.
It only got called off because Eddie Hall tore his bicep off. And he had to have surgery to reattach his bicep. And now he's ready to fight again. So now they're reorganizing it.
It's terrible. Oh, mate. These guys get bad injuries,
Yeah, because they're lifting dirty weights. So you're not meant to really lift as a person. So all their like ligaments and tendons are actually like on the edge of like ripping anyway. So he was just boxing, and it's something he probably would have done during his world's his career as the world's strongest man. But yeah,
because what a lot of people don't realize is when you become like so.
Yes,
no. I thought you were looking at the camera.
I
like
was
you
just making sure it was still on
panicking. Yeah. No, like what I've noticed as well is like, I forgot what I was talking about. What was it?
It's all good. Fuck it.
Well,
also we got the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight coming.
Oh yes, I can't wait for that. To be honest, that's gonna be.
If Tommy Fury loses, that's his career done.
That's his career done.
In the bid.
Jake Paul is just. He's gangster, man. If he keeps,
his stock's going up if he wins
again.
Yeah,
Professional.
The fact he beat Tyron Woodley, for me, his stock has already gone up to where
Tyron got the
he
tattoo.
got the tattoo, and then Jake was like, "Yeah, fuck you."
He didn't fight him.
Didn't fight him. No fight.
Is that what
luckily,
happened?
Tyron Woodley got on his finger, so it will come off quite quickly. But still, it's a violation.
He said no, even after the fact.
Yeah, he mocked him pretty much more.
We all knew. We all knew.
Tyron Woodley is the biggest L walking ever. Imagine that's your dad.
Yeah.
He's got kids, fam.
But he's getting paid millions to take these L's, though. It's not like he's.
I understand, but fam, like when you're already rich, money doesn't make that much of a difference. Your reputation means more at a level.
Yeah, depending on how much money he has left.
Imagine you got 10 million. Imagine you got 10 million. You've made a billion, 11 million, yeah. But you done lost an embarrassing. That's nearly. Listen, that's a lot of percentage of your wealth.
Reputation. I don't know. People put too much on that, fam.
No, bro, because imagine walking the street, your kids, your wife, your family, your reputation. If it's
You'll be like,
if it's in others, it's embarrassing, fam. You're gonna have to
start making TikTok videos next to them.
bro. They're getting. Imagine being your child and they're shut up, bro. Your dad got banged by Jake Paul. Like, come on, bro.
You can't even say anything.
You can't even say anything. It's true.
But that's what scares me, though. Like, it is a bit weird, though. Jake Paul beat like welterweight champion of the UFC, former like multi black belt, everything. Like, it's a bit like confusing.
I guess boxing's limited to compared to like.
I know, but it's still shocking. Like, the fact that
yeah.
Disney star Jake Paul defeats, multiple time welterweight.
I genuinely believed Tyron Woodley was the one. I thought that was it.
I don't know. Yeah, I
think he could have even done it. Like, he just got a bit too shook. He's just too shook,
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
Kamaru Usman beat out of him, bro. Oh my god.
He gave away so many rounds, and when he finally warmed up, it was like, oh, well, it's too late now. You can't really given away most of the crucial rounds.
It's just embarrassing. He's just so embarrassing.
Yeah, that'd be a cool fight to see.
But yeah, that's the end of the Let's Chat Shit podcast. We're going to be having our highlights. Check our Twitter out. Check our Spotify. We forgot to say at the beginning, check the Spotify out. Obviously, we have all our shit there. Like and subscribe. Probably know by now. Throw that shit at the beginning. I'm going to send you that meme of the guy crying. It's so funny.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Peace.